Hello YouTube, welcome back. Good to see you again today. An unboxing, just like I promised yesterday, and this is from Celine, Peau Neu. And in yesterday's video, somebody had asked if Celine was sending these to me, and no. The answer is nobody is sending anything to me. These have all been purchased by me, and I'm enjoying them very much, so I am going down the Celine rabbit hole. And I'm really enjoying, checking out how they approach these themes. And everybody does this, every brand does this. They all kind of go through the same genres. So it's good to see how Celine has attacked, their Palo Santo, their rose, their iris, their tobacco, whatever it is, their leather. And I really like how they have, their own aesthetic that runs through, and it's very noticeable through all their creations and kind of connect them. So I'm a big fan of that. But this is Peau Neu, the naked skin, the bare skin. And this, to me, I had a sample today and I got to spend the day with it. And this is rose dominant. As much as they want to call it iris, this to me is all rose. So let's open this bad boy up. Even though it's not a boy, this is a girl, and this leans traditionally feminine. Love the sound of that scrunchy. Yeah, so I would say, let's get this garter off. If you like your deep woods and your crisp woods and your smoke and your incense, this is probably not going to be for you. This is very floral, okay? And again, I love, love, love the Celine packaging. It's really something, even though it is very simple and elegant and just kind of like mainstreamed, mainlined. Nice label there. Just very, it's got a nice texture to it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's got like, it's a little bit coarse, and it's got some texture to it. It's really nice. So there's the packaging, beautiful as always. Magnetic cap. This is the 200 ml size. So Peau Neu, let me get a blotter here. This is all rose, mostly rose, and it, like I can smell rose right through to the dry down, and it's an interesting rose. I like this. It is a very wet, dewy springtime rose. Kind of reminds me of the Workshop's Tea Rose, if you remember that really cheap fragrance, but this is not smell cheap at all. Kind of like Frederic Malle's Une Rose, and even Christian Dior's Le Col Rose. So these are a reference to, these are very wet, dewy, spring, Maytime roses, kind of moody, like looking outside of the window on a rainy day and just staring at the rose. And it's a full rose. To me, this is a very pink rose. So when I wear this, I see pink, maybe because of the sweet, sour, fruity aspects to this. It's kind of honeyed. I sense either lychee or strawberry, something kind of champagne-like, or even tea. Tea was a thought when I was wearing this. I said it had kind of a tea vibe to it, just much like the Workshop's Tea Rose. But it is mostly rose, a pink rose, and there's some earthy vetiver to this, just to give it kind of a woody base. So quite green. And I know Chanel used to do this a lot in their women's perfumes. They would add like a very elegant vetiver, not masculine, not heavy, not overdosing, but just as like a supporting note. And that vetiver is very apparent to me, and I really like that. It adds kind of a sparkle to it. With that, I do think there's a heliotrope in here that adds kind of this almondy, cherry-like vibe. Heliotrope, the same thing you'd find in L'Heure Bleue, which kind of gives it that gourmandish edge. Although I don't find this gourmandish. I don't find it like an edible rose. It is like a rose water. It is very watery without being an O, without being without being it's watery without being watery. That doesn't make any sense, Eugene. But yes, of course, Iris, it gets very powdery on me, like all of the Celines that I've tried so far. And I didn't stress it enough in yesterday's video about night clubbing, and I think I mentioned it once or twice, but it is powdery. A lot of these are powdery, and it just it pushes the powder. So you need to like powder in order to kind of get in touch with this range. But I like this because it's got a very musky dry down, and that musk and powder, it's just like very uplifting, and it reminds me of, you know, those old world women's cosmetics, rose scented lipsticks, iris scented lipsticks, and that sort of thing. So it's really up my alley. Quite buttery, I found it. Let me put some on skin. So it is very floral, but it does have like a woodsy base, like vetiver, sandalwood, and musk. Pink, slightly green, slightly sweet, slightly sour. And there you go. Rose dominant to me. Rose, iris, heliotrope. And I'm really enjoying, discovering Celine. So I think I'm gonna continue this so far, because I like this feeling of perfume, powdery, musky, and uplifting. And if you're familiar with Le Peau Neu, let us know in the comments down below. Always love seeing your faces and reading your comments and connecting in that way. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna keep this one shorter, and we'll talk to you soon.